Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com, and today I'm super excited because I have some slimline black and white paper that's new from Maker Forte to show you. A while ago I showed you a 6x6 paper pack that was my new favorite black and white, and now they have slimline with some new designs. So here's all the designs, and they are front and back. Some really beautiful designs here, and I'm going to show you 4 cards and 4 ideas of actually multiple ideas of using this paper. So let's go ahead and get started. You can see that I've already chosen one of those leaf backgrounds and I've colored them up with some Copic markers. So I did not capture that on video, but you could use any markers to color up these background papers. And now I'm going to take some different colors of distress inks and I'm going to ink up this one here. So I've got mowed lawn and peacock feathers and also iced spruce. These are 3 of my favorite colors of distress inks, and I apologize for the shaking on this video. I am still working out my new camera system here at my new place. So this has a little bit of shaking. I tried to get rid of most of it though. But here you can see that I just colored real quickly that background with those 3 colors. Now I'm going to take some worn lipstick and some spiced marmalade, and I'm going to color up this one that looks like it has some berries on it and some leaves. Really, really pretty. And for this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to make that one into a card. But this paper is also foilable. That's right, you can foil this paper because it's printed with toner, and so that's what you need in order to foil. So I'm going to cut down some of this teal foil here, and I'm going to cut it just perfectly to fit that size paper. So I'm going to trim off the edge here, and don't worry, I will use that foil later, but I just want to make sure that it covers the entire panel so that all those wavy lines on this particular one are going to be teal. So I'm going to put that into a carrier sheet and run that through my MINC machine over on the right there. I'm also going to trim down some silver foil for this one. And look at this. I've run it through on a heat setting of 3 and it came out perfect. Now I use this piece of paper because this has black on the back of this paper too, and that is toner. If you run it through your carrier sheet, that will come off on your carrier sheet. So I've run it through with the paper. Now on this one, it worked beautifully as well, but I did get a spot that was still black. No worries, I'm going to take this extra foil and run that through, and it's going to come out perfect. Now be sure you save your extra pieces because you can use those later, and I have a video coming out that I'm going to show you how to use all your extra pieces. So look at this, running that inked piece through back again with the silver. It came out great. It covered all that toner, and now I've got 4 beautiful panels to create some cards. For this first one, I'm just going to stack up a bunch of sentiments here that say hello beautiful, and then add a little decorative border as well. So I die cut 3 white, or I guess this is the shadow for that beautiful word. So I die cut 3 and glued them all together and then popped up that top one there. So we've got some really great dimension on this card. So simple to do. And I'll just add everything with liquid adhesive, just a few dots here. Try to put this one on straight and then add those sentiments. And then I'll add this all to a top folding card base, and there is our card. Very simple, and that background paper does most of the work for me. For this one, I really wanted to turn it into a breathe card. I die cut that breathe out of some cloud paper here, and it was hard to see the clouds once I die cut them out. So I went ahead and just added a little bit of extra color to the tops of those. And now we're going to add some clouds. And after I had die cut all the breathe letters, I came up with a brilliant idea. Of course, it was after the fact, but that's okay. I can still fix this. So I'm going to put some double-sided adhesive tape, just some score tape, on a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to actually put it on both sides so that I can cut out the bottom portion of that breathe sentiment and add some sparkles. You know I love me some sparkles on my cards. So let me show you what I'm doing here. It would have been so much easier if I would have done this from the beginning when I first die cut out those letters, but I didn't think of it then. I thought of it later. So here I am. I'm going to put those letters on this tape. And so just the bottom portion of those letters is going to be cut out. And I'm going to tape this on with some washi tape and run it through my die cut machine. There you go. Look, I have to die cut the E twice, but that's okay. So I'm going to peel this off here to expose the portion of the letter that I die cut. And now this has adhesive on the front and on the back because remember we put the tape on both sides. So I can reveal that sticky part of the adhesive after I stick it on and then dip it into some chunky glitter. Look at that. I love it. And all I'm going to do is burnish it down a little with my Teflon bone folder, and that will stick right to the letters. So I'm going to do this on all of the letters here. Just reveal the die cut bottom portion of the letters, stick them on and dip them into some chunky glitter. And then I will attach all of those to the black shadow pieces behind there and get ready to assemble this card. Now I love that foil in the background with the chunky glitter on top, but I did think it needed one more thing, and that's this cloud. Now this cloud border die cut that I have is not a slimline. It's not quite long enough to fit on this slimline card, but that's okay. I know just how we're going to stretch this out. I am going to place the first cut so that it doesn't die cut all the way to the edge. So see how I put my top panel there so that it wouldn't cover the entire cloud. And I cut that out so it didn't cut out that edge there. So it's going to be a continuous cloud. And then I'm going to add that cloud right to match up with that one there. See that? And I'll go ahead and tape that on so that it doesn't move. And then I'm going to run it through, placing the edge over that side so it doesn't die cut the edge again. That way we're going to get a long continuous cloud border die cut here. And we didn't have to buy an extra slimline border die, which sometimes you just really need to stretch your supplies. Am I right? So now I'm just going to tape on that ruler so that I can get all of those straight. And look at that background, just that foiled background really sings. I love it. So I'm going to just put those acrylic blocks on the top, let that dry so they can adhere really well to my card, and then I'll finish putting that one together. But for this one, I'm going to use these happy flowers designed by Syberia. This is from Maker Forte, and I'm going to stamp those in a rainbow of colors. I'm using these Catherine Pooler inks, which I love, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp out all of these flowers with a variety of colors. Now, when I was doing this video, I hadn't purchased the Maker Forte stamp cleaner yet, or it's a stamp preparer actually, and it's called Prime Time Stamp Conditioner. And all you do is you spray it onto your stamp, allow it to sit for like 60 seconds, and then wipe it off, and you're going to get a clean stamp. So because these are brand new stamps, and even though I tried to prepare them myself, they are not stamping out completely solid. So if I have this stamp conditioner, I would have used it. Guess what? I have it now. And so for stamps like these, I absolutely recommend using something like that so you get a really nice clean impression. But guess what? I am just making it work. I'm going to cover up the spots that didn't stamp exactly perfectly by layering up these flowers. And then I'm going to also show you another trick that I like to do sometimes when I don't get a perfect impression. But these flowers were way too cute to not use. I love them so much, and I think they are perfect for what I'm trying to do today. So this stamp has a whole bunch of sentiments. The choose happiness is what I'm going to do, but look, today is a good day to be happy. That would also be a really cute sentiment for this. So I'm going to stamp the choose happiness in the ink that's green at first, which is the Lime Ricky, and then I'm going to go over it a little bit with the Aquatini just on the bottom portion, and I'm going to use my towel here to avoid having a really harsh line. I'm going to stamp that out with that, so I'm going to get a two-toned sentiment. And I'm going to go over it just a couple more times with the green color as well to get a really nice look. And then I'm going to mat those on a black cardstock. And this is the Eclipse Black cardstock from Maker Forte, which is quickly become my favorite black cardstock. It's nice and dark, and it's a really great thickness, great weight for cards. So here's the other technique that I like to do when I don't get a perfectly stamped impression. Take a Copic marker that kind of matches and make it a little darker near the center, and just add a little bit of that, and it adds a little bit of character and personality and also covers up some of those imperfect stamps. Look at that. So I did that to a couple of the flowers, popped a few up and put some directly down with liquid adhesive as well. Added a few sequins to cover up a few more maybe imperfections. I don't know. No one's ever going to know. And then added that sentiment, and look at how it shines with that background that's foiled. Such a happy, beautiful card. So let's take a look at all the cards we made today. Here's the one that I inked only and then added a few die cuts to. This is the one I Copic colored. I added a little bear, and then that sentiment, the best cure for a bad day is a good friend. That's one of the simple sayings from Maker Forte as well. Then here's our breathe card that we made together. Look at that background with the foil, and then here's another foiled background. So I love that this paper, you can foil it, you can use it black and white, you can color on it, you can ink blend on it, you can foil even after you've inked it up, like on that breathe card. There's so many things that you can do. So I hope that you got inspired by this video today. Give these papers a try. As I say, they are some of my favorites. Again, this breathe card is one of my favorites because that is my word for the year. I shared it earlier, but I didn't share how I made the card, so here it is now. And then here's the sweet bear with his little friend. I love how that one turned out, all Copic colored. And I hope that you'll give this a try. These papers are really, really great. If you're on Instagram, I hope you'll tag me because I'd love to see what you're making. I'm at Kari A. Van, and I have the links below as well to all the products if you're interested. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.